going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the Northwest Divide. It's been a while, man, and I missed you, my bro. Hope you are well. Man like James Redmond in the building. What are you saying, bro?
Gareth Bale, love hearts for you, my guy. Gareth Bale, love hearts for you, my bro. You know the score. I've missed you too, fam. You've been traveling, Saeed. You're that guy.
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
chat. Wait there. Chat. He's that guy. Chat. We've seen Saeed grow in front of us. We've seen the gym journey over the years, which has been fantastic.
Yeah.
We've seen the spiritual growth,
Come
which is
on.
amazing. We've seen improvements in terms of content, regularity of the content. We've seen nothing but a trajectory that goes like this. And Saeed, my friend, I'm so proud of you. You know, no, I am. I actually am. I mean this shit. Because we always have banter in it. Do you know how proud of you I am?
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, man. I'm proud of you as
Bro.
well, bro.
No, you're my guy. And this is what I love about you. Even when people are gassing you up, you're there like, nah, you're sick as well. Like, you always gas me up, bro. You're like, guys, if you ever want like a good friend, you always have to try and get a friend like Saeed. He is the dude. Dude.
Come on,
Nah,
man. No, I appreciate it, bro. But I also have to admit, I went for reasons as well that United have been shit as well. Like, I know I've been traveling, but there's a reason behind the traveling, and that is to get a bit of a safe haven away from Man United. So, you know what I mean? Like, I like it, but I also be like, I've been a bit unjust in that way. But like I said to you, you got to go somewhere and you know, see life in it. You know what I mean?
Hey, improvements. You extended the win column against Burnley, which was great.
Yep.
And of course, I thought yesterday was a very fine performance. Now, of course, it was against Crystal Palace. People will say it was against the second team. I thought there was a lot of signs in that game that are encouraging. Let me tell you one of them before you go on to the first topic. Amrabat, the difference that he made in the team. And I think we saw the difference. Do you remember when I said to you, Saeed, that I never saw the balance of a Casemiro, Bruno and Mount? But I do see the balance if you choose either Bruno or Mount with Casemiro and Amrabat. I think that is something that's great. And it was a weird position Amrabat had. It was like a full-back dash midfielder dash, like attacking player. It was weird, but it was great. And he done really well. And you know what, lads? You can't go wrong with a bald CDM. Know what I'm saying? So I think that's something that you can be.
He's got a shiny head. Have you seen how shiny his head is, man? It's very, very shiny.
Not them polishing machines where you're just like going around on it like that. Bro, you're onto those memes as well. With this cup. So, like, there's a table, and then there's cups on the table, and they've got eggs in the cups. But then the fella, like, say this is the cup, the fella will, like, just hide behind the cup, and then his eggs just show. I'm not going to do that. Man United need to do that meme. That would blow up. That'd be great. Imagine if that was the signing reveal. Imagine if that was the signing reveal. 3 eggs, and then Amrabat's face just pops up like that. That'd be sick.
Hey, listen. Apparently, you can't call people bald nowadays. So, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's allowed, man. But listen, I think for me, I can't lie, man. It was good to kind of see a midfielder come in there. Like, I know you probably felt that when Thiago came into the football club, where you can see there's a difference. Someone comes in and it makes a difference. And I know it's Crystal Palace's B team, C team, whatever you want to call it. But it was good to see someone just so intelligent and just know that we're getting quality in this midfield. So I'm glad, man. And like I said, man, we played some good football yesterday. And sometimes you need these little Carabao Cups to play good football. Because when you're in the Premier League, you know what I mean? Certain other players come in and it's not the same. So it's good to see a few youngsters in there. Casemiro, I thought, was good as well. He played very, very well. So, you know what?
We need to put some respect on Casemiro, you know. Nah, boys, we actually do. Chat. If you're not a Man United fan, you need to put respect on Casemiro. Nah, he's the guy, fam. He's the guy. Like, here's the thing about Casemiro, yeah. Like, not only is he, like, just reliable on a defensive aspect, which he is, not only is he reliable when it comes to passing and stuff like that. Usually when Casemiro has a bad game, it tends to be that he just gets caught out amongst a really bad team. Because sometimes you can have an off day, and if you've got no teammates to save you, you're fucked. Like, Henderson would have had a lot more of those games if our team weren't good. Do you get what I'm saying? But there was a time where we thought Henderson's been flawless, but it's not. It's because the team's been absolutely fantastic. And Casemiro doesn't have that luxury, especially this season. But he still stays in there. 20 goals and assists, by the way, for a CDM. You've got a goal-scoring centre defensive midfielder. Like, we don't even need to mention... We don't even need to mention his resume prior to United, but it's the fact he's sustained it at United and he has improved you. He is better for you. And that's why Casemiro does need respect, bro. Like, him and Rodri, they were the best CDMs last year, and it wasn't even close. By the way, it wasn't even close. Like, big up to Thomas Partey. I know Arsenal fans like to throw in the shout, and now they've got Declan Rice. It's not even close. And Casemiro's class, bro, and he needs his flowers. Needs his flowers. For what he's done for you, not his career. That's standard. For what he's done for you, that's flowers.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. And the fact that he's our top goal scorer, I know it's bad on ourselves, but the fact that he is our top scorer and he's got, like he said, 20 GA and 50 odd games or whatever, it's wild to me, man. It's absolutely wild. So long may it continue, man. Long may it continue. But big up to everybody who's joining us in the building. We've got over 400 in the building already. Make sure you're liking the video straight away. You know what I mean? All 400 of you right now should be liking the video. So make sure you do that. Make sure you're following James Redmond TV. He's out there getting the content out there. So make sure you follow him on his channel. Got a super chat here from Kyle. So big up, guys. James is an elite scouser. Big up, bro. That's good, you know. Elite scouser. Is there levels to being a scouser nowadays? Is it like medium scouser? I don't know, man. So you're an elite scouser, man. So
I'm
fair
that
play,
guy.
man.
Basically
fair
saying
play.
I'm not from the Whittle, which is great.
Yeah, basically, you know what I mean? If you're not from Wirral or them kind of areas, you know what I mean? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Or St. Helens or somewhere like that.
Yes, St. Helens. Yeah.
Come on, man. I know these places, bro. I know these places, man. But yeah, we got a lot to discuss here. We got some serious topic this morning that I didn't think we'd speak about, but it's regarding Victor Osimhen. I don't know if you've seen this last night, James Redmond, about Victor Osimhen and Wayne Napoli have basically treated him and took the mick out of him, really. I'm going to play this video, right? And he missed a penalty, I think on the weekend, he missed a penalty. And they made this video. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Let me play this again.
Thank you. You give me penalty. Thanks.
So that was the first video. And then what's even worse is they made a video addressing him as a coconut.
What?
Which again, yeah, man, I'm not even lying to you.
That video from Napoli's official page. Napoli's official page. That video is, isn't it?
Yeah, TikTok video. They labeled him as a coconut, basically. Which again, if you know about the references, I mean, there's strong racial references with that. And again, the fact that they did that, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, last night, I was like, first of all, I seen that video and I was like, that's taking a mick out of your player. But the fact they basically labeled him as a coconut and then put on the captions, I am a coconut. They put on the captions, I am a coconut.
Yeah, that's interesting. See, the thing is, someone's just said James laughing. No, it's racist. I didn't know that video was racist, by the way, so I apologise if it was. That video specifically, because I just heard the squeaky voice and thought, what is it that I'm seeing right now and why are Napoli posting about their player and disrespecting their player? If there is racist undertones towards it as well, then I apologise for laughing because I didn't see it in the moment. But yeah, of course, if that's the approach that Napoli are taking, that's a big fucking shame because they won the league last year. He was a huge part of that. So that's one reason. Second of all, even if he was the shittest player in the squad, then we can't condone the latter part in racism. If you want to make a point against your player, I don't know if getting your TikTok admin to do some funny videos about him is the way to do it. I know that there was a little bit of an issue with the fact that Osihmen went off the other day.
He went off the other day.
I saw that and I thought, okay, then maybe it's just a little bust up between the team and whatnot, you know what I mean? But like, as we know, there's been issues in Italy before where there's, chanting in the stadium and whatnot, which just, it isn't necessary, you know what I mean? It's not necessary and it's not productive either. I don't think you achieve much out of it, you get what I'm saying? But I think Osimhen probably now needs to maybe think about doing something, just because I think this opens a nice door for him to leave, because I don't think he was looking to stay at Napoli for a long, long time anyway. And it shows he's just got high standards, so it's probably now just a way to open it up. But that's interesting. So did Napoli put that video up and then take it down?
Yeah. The one with the coconut, that was they tagged him 3 days before that. This is 3 days before that. And then obviously the one where they basically mocked him for his penalty, that was obviously, I think yesterday, it was. I know you've seen it. He's now obviously deleted all pictures of him on his Instagram that's showing basically in Napoli, him as a Napoli player. He's took it off his bio as well, so he's not on his bio anymore. So that one is another one as well. So I think it's deeply, deeply respectful. And listen, people always say like certain countries are racist, and I always believe like I don't think a majority of a country is racist, but like I said, in Italy there is that kind of feeling that You know, they go through a lot of hardship over there. And I feel like for me, for Osimhen, to bring them their first Scudetto in 30 years and be that main guy, and for them to disrespect him for that, I just think for me it's a joke. And now he's taking legal action. You know, I don't know if you know, Jin, but he's taking his agent come out yesterday, and I'll read the statement that he put out. But he basically saying that he's going to take legal action against Napoli, which is mad to think that he would do that. So yeah, apparently he says a player's agent announced that Osimhen is considering taking legal action against Napoli. So it's serious stuff, man. For basically, I reckon obviously the way he's been represented online as well. It wasn't in his contract or whatever. And obviously, B, serious racial undertones were used for that coconut video. So, bro, like that, for me, it's crazy, bro. I just find it absolutely mad a club would do that, especially after the fact, let alone it's a player anyway. But the fact that what he gave Napoli last year in their first Scudetto, it's mad, bro. I just find the whole situation bizarre.
I agree with you. I don't think Italy is majority racist at all. Like, I don't think that's the case.
No.
I just think that you do sometimes can get like a few bad shit bags in stadiums, and I think that's just the case in Italy more often than what we'd like to see it. But I don't think the majority of Italy's racist. I do think there's countries out there that are majority racist, but I don't think that Italy's one of them. And I also do think that see, that video, I don't even understand it still. Was that the coconut video that you showed me just then? Or was
No. The one I can't show you is because it'll get copyrighted. So
no,
I can't show you.
That's fine. But I mean, the video I just seen then, what was that? Was that just taking the piss because
he missed a penalty? Yeah. Okay. So basically, he missed a penalty.
Okay, fair enough. Even that's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Imagine that, like one of your own players. Yeah, why would you do that?
It's just star boy as well, though. It's like, Salah's missed a couple of penalties in recent time. If our admin went out and just posted Salah missing a penalty, why is that productive at all? You know what I mean? Why aren't you going to post the good things that he does for the team? Yeah, I think it's weird, it's strange, but I do think now that opens a move for him to go. And who's to say that he can't go to a Real Madrid, who I know they need a striker from my mind, because they haven't really got one. They've got Joselu.
Yeah.
Or
100%. They haven't got one. And obviously it opens the door up as well for a potential move. Especially when you think about he was close to moving this summer and then he didn't. And also, it's a good job he didn't sign a new contract. You know what I mean? So it's a good job now. I don't know how much years he's left got on his contract, people. I think he's got 1 year. Let me see his contract right now. Contract expiry at Napoli. I think 2025. So next summer he'll have 1 year left on his contract. And like I said, I think Chelsea must be sniffing around. You got Real Madrid sniffing around. Bro, I can't lie to you. Maybe a Barcelona replacement for Lewandowski, but I don't know if they've got the money. Also, Al Hilal anyway were meant to put in a bid last summer, or close to being in a bid last summer, but then they ended up going rich instead because it was probably too much money. So bro, that's crazy, bro. It's wild, man. You know what I mean? That he could leave there, but where would you reckon he could fancy? Where do you reckon he suits best? His game, his kind of overall game.
Suits best, like what he suits.
Yeah.
I think he can do a job for teams in La Liga. I think he can do a job for teams in France, of course. I'd be intrigued to see what teams in England would go for him. I know I wouldn't be surprised to see Chelsea as one of the suitors, and I wouldn't be surprised to see you guys as well. But you've got Højlund, so I'm also thinking you are going to put in a project.
But it's not.
No, Saeed, he's your manager's guy. He's your manager's guy, bro.
I get it. He's my manager's guy, but it's like
good. No, but you know what? No, Saeed, because Højlund's good. He's actually good. We don't know if he's going to be world class.
He's good, of course.
No, he is good. Yeah. But that's why you're going to work with him, though, because he's actually decent and he adheres to what your manager wants tactically from his number 9.
He's young, man. He's young.
No, I know, 20 years old. But he's already mature. He wouldn't sign him if he weren't already mature enough physically, and he already holds off players and he already reads the game well. So what you need to realise is, because Højlund
pressure as well. Pressure.
He's not your main outlet as well. Rashford's your main outlet. Rashford's not getting dropped. So Rashford's your main outlet, who's going to get the majority of the goals.
Get dropped.
And then Højlund, we agree. And then Højlund is the guy who's going to be able to create the space for the wingers to then come inside. We don't know who the right winger is going to be, but I think that's where your manager looks next, because Antony's got a fucked up situation, not really doing well. And then Sancho's got a fucked up situation too, and that doesn't look like it's going to get resolved anytime soon. And even if it does, Sancho weren't doing too great anyway. So we need to...
No, he weren't.
We need to break it down.
It's my
You're
dream
not getting
transfer.
Osimhen. You're not getting
No,
Osimhen.
but it's my dream. I can dream, man. I can dream.
It
If
doesn't matter.
United go and get Osihmen, wow. I don't know what I'm gonna do, This guy's a real deal. He's strong. He will suit the Premier League like to a T. And that's why I'm scared if Chelsea get him or if Arsenal get him, they're getting a real deal. They're getting, for me, a striker who's proven at the highest level, man. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I think for me, United still need another striker. Whether we spend 100 million plus on him with a year left on his contract, I don't know how much Napoli would save, but listen, Højlund's a good striker, and Højlund will be a proven striker in the future. But what you got to remember is, I don't want to put pressure on a kid to be scoring me 20, 30 goals. I don't want to.
Your manager decided to do that exact thing the second that he agreed to spend 70-odd million on him. That's what happened.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's what happened. So, unfortunately...
But he also wanted Harry Kane, though. What? He also wanted Harry Kane. Though. So, I don't know. Did he really want him? Well, I think Harry Kane United couldn't afford him, basically, to be honest with you. I don't believe United could probably afford him.
I don't think that's true.
Well, in their eyes, I'm not talking about in my eyes. I'm talking about in their eyes.
100 million for Harry Kane, but 70 million for someone who scored 9 goals last season. So we can't spend 100 million on Harry.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think spend 100 and odd million. 100 odd. How much did Harry Kane go for? 120, basically. 120 million, basically.
Yeah,
that's what he went for. Plus,
I suppose.
So it's one of them where you're spending 70 million on potential, but you're getting a value out of him in the next 10 years, or you go and get Harry Kane, who's 30 years old, for 120 million, and Man United, in their eyes, see it as not worth it. So I think the report came out as they were saying that for the age, they didn't think it was worth it. I'm sure a report came out in that regard. So I look at it and I think I still would have took Harry Kane over Osimhen. For the 3 years I'm getting a world-class striker. And then I get Osimhen, so I get Højlund maybe the next year as a backup or whatnot. So that could have happened in that regard. So yeah, I don't know, man. But then again, United will offer a pack of crisps. Yeah, probably, mate. You know what I mean? The club right now is a joke, mate. It's an absolute joke. But you know what? I don't know, man. I just look at it. I think with Napoli, I think for me, they've made the biggest mistake ever, man. I don't know what they were doing. And you know what? It's that situation where football clubs have to be wary on social media how they view their players, man. They can't mock their players. They can't come out and start doing weird shit on TikTok. Because every club's on TikTok now, and they're starting these little viral moments. Like, relax. You don't have to be viral about your player. Just relax. Yeah. So it's not good, man. And what they've done there, I can't lie to you. It's a big L for me, man. Big L. And if he takes him to court, fair play, Richard. If he takes him to court, salute to him. Absolutely salute to him. So...
Can I ask you a question, Dead quick, actually? It's a Man United one, so sorry to go off the topic of Osimhen. So do you know what Ten Hag... Do you know Ten Hag? So, do you know if he did want Harry Kane and say, for instance, he's wanted a few players and he didn't get them, obviously, that's, big shame because he's not getting his players. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, do you have that same energy for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Because, obviously, he wanted Haaland and stuff, and he wanted, other players as well, and he never got them. So, do you, hold that same energy with him?
No, because you know what it is, yeah. If I might disagree with the manager's principles and whatnot, but I wouldn't want to stop him from getting his main players. I wouldn't want him to say for the betterment of the team. I wouldn't say, "Nah, you're not getting that player because I don't rate you." No, I wouldn't do that. I don't think I have that much hate or that much kind of animosity to someone for them not to get their chosen players. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a different situation of would it work at Man United? You can still be shit after buying Haaland. You know what I mean? It might not even work at United. It might not be the same player as you see right now for City or at Dortmund. He had to develop somewhere, and maybe that development was right for him at Dortmund and then come to Man City. But I suppose it's one of them where I don't think he would do that. I don't know. I don't think he would have got him anyway, to be honest with you. But I would have loved Haaland. Same with Jude Bellingham. All these players that were meant to come to Man United never happened for a reason. I always think in life, everything happens for a reason. Nothing just comes out and open, and everything happens for a reason. So what you're seeing is what you're getting. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. But I hope we could have got that. We would probably win the league with Haaland. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Man United's making Saeed all philosophical chat. It's great to see. But
you reckon if Man United got their signings, United would have won more league titles if we got them key little signings here and there? Be honest.
Come on. I think we can say that about all of us. I think if you get all the right players at the right time with the right cohesion. And yeah, of course, I think you could have. But then you've got to ask the question, if you did buy all those players, would you have a manager to make your team as collectively good as what City have been? That's the question you've got to ask. And I think one thing you've noticed with City and Liverpool, not to try and make this about us, but I just mean we done it without like world-beating names. Even City, like obviously Haaland world-beaten and stuff, but I think even they don't get enough credit with some of the players they got. Like when the players join to what they become is so much more improved. Like it's so much better. Like Rodri was so much better after he joined City, and like Jack Grealish, I think he's so much better since he's gone there, in my opinion. Maybe people might disagree. John Stones, like I don't know, like these weren't established winners. You get like Barcelona and Real Madrid tend to sign winners, right? So for instance, Barcelona, they'll go out, they'll sign Cancelo, they'll sign Gundogan, and they're winners. Do you get what I'm saying? You're bringing in an established winner. Man City aren't necessarily doing the same thing on the majority of their transfers. So that's why I raise it, because they built a team. They built a cohesion. It weren't just big names. And you have tried the big names thing before. And I think if Sancho went to a lot of different places, his career's looking differently to how it's looking right now. I think the same with Memphis Depay when he joined us. Angel Di Maria.
We killed talent, though, man. We killed talent, man. We killed talent.
The point that I'm leading to, though, is that like Angel Di Maria was the prime example of it, where like these players would join. But then outside of Man United, there was this improvement. You've got this Tottenham syndrome, bro. Did you know since 2008, when Tottenham last won a trophy, they have had 62 players leave their club and win a trophy? Do you know how many players have left United and went on and like succeeded? And more so than what they would have if they stayed at United. Like, it's crazy.
Go on.
It's crazy.
Is it actually big? Is it actually a lot?
It's, bro, oh no, that's Spurs. I don't have a staff for Man United, but I'm just saying it's similar. Like,
but
in a way,
Spurs is easy spectrum, though. It's this easy kind of sample size because Spurs haven't won anything. You know, they're not winning anything. No respect to Spurs fans in the chat, but you're not winning anything.
You're winning of substance to be acquiring these big names, and how come when you get these big names, you don't win anything of substance? A League Cup, bro, like a big up to the League Cup. Casemiro isn't brought in to win you League Cups. If it's League Cups and other stuff, then great. Just League Cups, that's a problem. Alexis Sanchez is a great example as well. He even done
Sanchez, Oh my God, man. I was so excited for that signing, you know. I think for me,
that was a gas
people
signing.
say about, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think Van Persie, I was probably the most gas signing ever. Nothing can top Van Persie. Me running down to Moss Side, going to the medical centre and actually seeing that he was wearing a United shirt and he was giving out little posters and that to the fans. I will never forget that. But Alexis Sanchez, the fact that we got him over from Arsenal and we got a better player than we were giving them in Mkhitaryan, no disrespect here, I thought that was the moment. We've got a player in his prime. And it just fell apart. And I look back at it, I think, you know what? I just think sometimes things are meant to be. And I think ultimately our structure right now within Man United is not meant to be flourishing. There's always something toxic within our football club. And you might get short-term success. But when a football club is built to win, and you've got Man City and these guys at the top, it's built to win and it's sustainable. At United, I just think everything is not sustainable. And people can say, "Oh, are you moaning about the Glazers already?" Yes, I am, because I feel like while they're there, they're just going to be buying odd signings that they don't really care about. And ultimately, that's why the manager now is picking players that he wants, because he's like, "I don't want your bad energy. I don't want your bad kind of vibes. I want to bring players in that I know I've had success with." And ultimately, people might not like it, but that's what Ten Hag's done. And he's brought in his guys. Because he's thought, look at the pattern of the years. You've brought in Di Maria, you've brought in all these players that you've recommended, but all of a sudden they've not worked out. Why? But then again, I also believe a manager choosing his own players is also wrong as well. How about we just get a better structure and a better people in charge and work together? You know, that's what I would want.
Yeah.
You know, so...
You've missed opportunities. You're right. It's not just ins. It's structure. It's everything within the football club. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why That's why even when you've got Ten Hag, I don't think it matters how good of a manager he was. He's coming to this club, and I found it very hard to believe he was going to have 100% of the decision making. I even think like things got attributed to Ten Hag when it probably weren't even him. Like Ronaldo leaving. I don't think that was directly Ten Hag. Yes, he made the decision to not start him. But I don't think that was necessarily a direct Ten Hag decision. I think the Harry Maguire stuff, fair play. I think he's handled that fairly well.
Yeah.
But I just think too many things got attributed to him, which is now what's led to probably what was so high esteemed in people's minds in Ten Hag to what it is now, which is like, oh shit, this guy, he's actually questionable a bit. Like, what are we going to do?
No, 100%, man. 100%. Big up to Big Ben's appreciation post side. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. The panel, the discussions, the people, everything is class. Big up James, top man. Big up to everybody who's here, man. There's over 900 of you in the building. 195 likes. I think that could be up to at least 400 likes. Guys, if you're watching right now, click of a finger. It's nothing. It's literally down the bottom of your screen. It looks like that. Hit that button and subscribe to the channel.
That's a shame.
Talk about Liverpool. Liverpool. Are they back? How is your feeling right now? Because I've been seeing a lot of things online. Mons is feeling happy. You know, everyone, Grace is feeling happy. I've seen you're now feeling a bit positive. Are Liverpool back?
We're back above yous, motherfucker. How did it feel being above us for a second, eh? How did it feel? Yeah. How does it feel that you're wasting a Champions League spot as well, by the way? How does it feel you're wasting your time and everybody else's? You're wasting your time and everybody else's. Which I
enjoy that. I enjoy that feature. By
the way, yeah, it's your death tune, that one, mate. You know what I mean? With the fact that you go out there every time and try and fuck it up. You know what I'll say? Winning in Europe isn't for everyone. What did we do last week? We won in Europe, correct? Did we win in Europe, Saeed?
Yeah, you did. You did, yeah, you did.
Did you win in Europe? Did you win in Europe?
You won against who?
Did you win in Europe? Did you win in Europe? Saeed, don't try and avoid the question. Don't try and avoid the question. Don't try and avoid the question. I said don't try and avoid the question. I'll answer yours.
Were you losing at one point as well? Were you losing at one point as well? Were you losing at one point to them as well?
Did we win the game? Did we win the game 3-1?
But
by the way, can I say one thing? You're welcome for showing you how to make 3 goals matter. Because I had United fans coming to me saying, oh, but we scored 3 goals against Bayern Munich. Well, did any of them give a fuck? Did any of them mean 1% of anything? The value of those goals was 0 points, my friend. Our 3 goals made a lot happen. So listen, everyone who's rattled in the comments, winning in Europe ain't for everyone. And as I said at the start of the season...
So you're now being shameless about Europa League. Is that the standards now at Liverpool? You're shameless about winning in a Europa League night. Is that what you are?
I'll tell you this.
From the heights of Champions League, from the 6-time champions of Europe to now celebrating Europa League. Is that what you want? Validation? Do you need validation right now?
We don't waste.
Is that what you're asking for?
European competitions is what we don't do. We don't waste our time and everybody else's by being in the Champions League. When we go in the Champions League, we make the most of it. We'll get to finals and stuff like that. 3 in Jurgen Klopp's tenure. Manchester United, kind of wasting everyone's time. Don't really get past quarterfinals of Champions League. Are going to get battered by Galatasaray away from home. So therefore, why are you in the competition? Hey. It's like, oh, we are Champions League Man United, but you're going to be in the Europa League by December. So how come we're having this little thing of, oh, listen, Man United?
Nobody knows anything. What we do know, what you're doing now is based on hypotheticals. What we do know is that Manchester United are playing in the Champions League.
Based on good evidence that you worse than what you was last season.
What we do know is that you're playing in the Europa League. So let's stop this hypotheticals that you love doing. Hammers is all about hypotheticals. I've noticed Hammers here. You love putting out the hypotheticals, but let's concentrate on the now.
Let me give you a guarantee.
The now is we're in the Champions League, and you're.
Let me give you a guarantee. Let me give you a fact.
Make guarantees.
Notoriously, we've had a better track record in Europe than you in recent years, correct?
Correct. I know that one.
Which I think supports the claim that James made, which was Manchester United, based on track record and based on the fact that Wales are going to waste their own time. Oh, and by the way, everybody else's time, besides the teams that they're donating points to, because that's what Manchester United do. They are diabolically, horribly shit on a European level. You got fucked by Alberto Moreno in the Europa League final, and that is the most success that you've had since you won the Europa League years ago. So how about we get back to the fundamental premise that Jurgen Klopp has got 4 European finals in his tenure. Now, okay, did he lose? Yes, because I know that was your follow-up question. But we at least don't waste anybody else's time in the competition. We make the most of it. But when you guys are in the Champions League, what's the furthest that you've made in the Champions League in recent time? What's the furthest?
In the last how many years?
We can say 10 years. I think 10 years is a nice sample size.
I think it was David Moyes. Quarterfinals, I think it was. I believe, yeah. Quarterfinals, David Moyes. Yeah. And let me ask you a question though about Premier League. Let me ask you a question about Premier League. Come back, man. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's switch that to the. You might have a good Premier League, Champions League record. Can I see your Premier League record? Can I see your Premier League record as well? Can we just? No, let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you your Premier League record. How many have you won in the last 30 years?
Okay, so now the spectrum's 30 years.
No. I'm asking you a question. How many have you won in the last 30 years?
I've won 1 Premier League, sir. Yeah, you better go on a walk, like, get your steps in. Get your steps in, MFA. That's what I thought. Where's that Anthony photo, by the way, Saeed? I miss it. I thought it was a good photo. Thought that it suited the wall. Know what I mean? Lose any calories on the way there, Saeed? Hey? Get any more steps in for the day?
So I can play this game. I can play this game, you know? Like, I can play this game.
But that was just a poor comeback from you because it's completely irrelevant to dispute anything that I've just said previously. You can bring up random topics the same way I can bring up random topics. I can bring up
you've concentrated on a weak point from Man United. No, but you've concentrated on a weak point from Man United, which is fair enough. Our record in the Champions League of late is very, very bad.
I went off recent history. You guys didn't like it when I was growing up and I talked about history, whereas now you seem to be very historical. It seems that you've improved your historicity knowledge. So here's the score. Now that I am no longer a historicity merchant, you can now come to me. I'm using recent history because that's what you told me to do when I was younger. No, James, only recent history matters. Okay, then, well, I provide you recent historicity and you seem to ignore it. And you like the old historics, you like great tellies.
Oh my God. I'm going to get a super chat in from Microphone Muted. He says, if you would have gotten Bellingham when he was still at Birmingham or Haaland when he was still at Salzburg, with or without a good manager, they would never have become the players they are today. Wow. That's a good point, you know, man. Because again, I always look at where you go. And I feel like for me, I look at maybe Jadon Sancho right now. Had he gone to another club, would he have become successful? And I generally think he would have, you know. He would have become successful because I feel like the platform you are in helps you thrive. That's why a lot of players go to Dortmund to develop their career and then they go to a bigger club. So I generally believe that is true, you know. So Microphone Muted, you are right. You are right in that aspect. Do you agree with that, James?
Yes, I think, like, even the names of players that I was mentioning before, I think that it's fair to say that that's how it goes. Because again, you just don't find a way to get the players to work out together, and you need that cohesion, which you don't have at times. Know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. G, look at Hammers' tweet. Stop the Van Dijk agenda. Oh,
what did I tweet?
Van Dijk agenda.
What did I tweet?
What did you tweet?
No, because Virgil van Dijk's the guy. Oh, I remember. Oh, it's because Virgil van Dijk's that guy again, Saeed. He's the best centre-back in the league again, basically, is what I said.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you rattled the fan base.
He's that guy, though, but Van Dijk is that guy. I'm surprised the Liverpool fans doesn't agree with me there, to be honest. I think Van Dijk is that guy. I think he's the best centre-back in the league again. I think he's proven it on a high basis. Aerial duels is 86%, which the typical goodness of an aerial duel merchant is about 60%. So listen, I'm just saying Van Dijk's that guy. And in recent times...
Van Dijk's the best in the league. I don't agree, you know.
Yes, right now he's the best in the league.
So
overall, he's the best in the league.
He's better than Saliba.
Absolutely, 100%. By the way, there's not even a question. What? Van Dijk's better. I will also say...
How has it changed? Because Van Dijk didn't have a strong year last year.
I agree. That's why we're using the sample size of this season. Do we agree? I don't know why you're laughing.
But even this year, like, I think Diaz has been better.
I fundamentally disagree. I disagree.
Wow. I think Van Dijk has had a better season so far. I think he's looked a bit more himself.
Now we're on the same page.
I think he's looked it. Yeah, I agree. He's been a bit more himself this year. But I'm sorry, like, I think for me, Saliba's still in there. I'm looking at Diaz is still there for me. I'm not going to add in United players and be shameless because I think we've been poor this season. But I generally think, you know what, man? I think they are. But then again, it's like, when you're saying this, like, are you doing it based on stats? Eye test? How are you looking at it this season? Like, what are you basing it on?
In football, when you're a fan of knowledge like the way James is, you've got to look at football from many different angles and spectrums. Now, what's beautiful about football is that we have metrics to base performance off. You should not ignore metric, but you should not ignore your eyes. In my case, it's 1.5 eyes because this eye isn't really good at eyesight. So I rely heavily on this eye to tell me, is this player good enough for my team? Does he improve us overall? And Van Dijk has been that and more. What I'll say, this is my statement. The armband has reinvigorated the great Van Dijk. Now, is Van Dijk the alien that he was prior to the injury against Pickford? No, that was a freak that even the best centre-backs in the Premier League would sit there and say that version of Virgil van Dijk is a version that's very, very hard to match and possibly nobody does in recent time. So that is why I think Virgil van Dijk, I've always said, if he gets even 50% to back to that centre-back, we've got the best centre-back, not only in the league, but also in the world. Because that's what he's been since 2018. Wow. He's the most disrespected centre-back of all time. And here's the score as well. People put no respect on the fact that people were making stats. These are when stats mattered. Stats about dribbles past them. That does not happen. Does not happen. You ain't seen it since. Saliba don't have that shit. Saliba, you fucking fools looking for star boys. He's good. He's fine. But he ain't Virgil, my broski. He ain't Virgil, my broski. Saliba's on the verge of being a Joe Gomez, all right? Joe Gomez, once he's got a league title, he can say, do you know what? I am as good as Josephine Gomez. I am as good as Josephine Gomez. He can't sit there and say that he's there on the level of Virgil van Dijk. Are you high on crack cocaine? You fucking idiotic football fans comparing Saliba to Virgil van Dijk. Are you crazy? Saeed, are these high?
Wow.
Can you tell me, are they high?
This is crazy.
Do we need to do drug tests?
I think we need to find out what you're doing right now. And all of a sudden now, Van Dijk is this messiah right now.
Okay, what's the point that you've made? I've got to respond to something. I can't.
People are saying here, Big Ben saying Van Dijk has been cooked all season long so far. Overhyped.
But this is how we know that my brother Big Ben's, and big up to Big Ben's, I'm sure he's a cool dude. But this is why he's just wasted 20 SEK on money and another 20 SEK on saying bullshit. Now that's fine that he wants to say bullshit, and if he wants to spend money to say bullshit, anything to profit my friends over here, deserves it. He works hard on this channel. But just watch footy. That's all I'm saying. If you want to give an intellectually honest opinion and you don't want to be disingenuous, then you'll send a different super chat to what you've just sent. You clearly haven't watched Liverpool, my friend.
You know what, though?
By the way, he's doing this without a CDM in front of him. Van Dijk's putting in these performances without a CDM in front of him. He's that guy. And stylistically, we've got a very hard team to defend in, and he still does a job. So watch Liverpool, my bro.
You know what, though? I don't think, for me, Van Dijk will ever get to reach the levels of, I would say, between 2017 to 2019, 20. I think maybe 19. So he had 2 years of a very, very peak, or 3 years of peak level. And I don't think we've seen that since the injury of 2020, was it? Or 2021?
I disagree. I think in the quadruple chasing season, he was fantastic.
It was the 21-22 season.
I would say, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. But I think for me, his peak overall, like I said to you, I don't think it's been enough for me to put him on the level of maybe real
4 world-class seasons for Liverpool. 4 world-class seasons. His first season, second season, third season, and then the quadruple chasing season. This thing about 2-season wonder is very disingenuous. He's also won everything in the game. And the one season where we took a setback is when he weren't playing. So we also got to see an example of what a team is like without Virgil van Dijk. And it's a big, big difference. So yes, he never came back the same person. Doesn't usually tend to happen, but he still came back very, very good. And he is disrespected. Well, if you're going to be honest about yourself and you know anything about football, you know Virgil van Dijk is disrespected a lot. You'll know that for sure.
No. I think for me, to be honest with you, when I say Van Dijk, it's a bit of banter and whatnot. You know what I mean? I do respect his peak.
I'm just saying, you've got to notice down his quality. You've got to, otherwise you haven't analysed it.
You know what? This season, I don't think people have mentioned him in the breaths of, like, so far being quality this season. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. Like, I still think there's been other centre-backs that have probably been better than him. But, you know what? Do you need Van Dijk to be out there as much as, is he now that kind of, is he that franchise centre-back anymore? Now you got Saliba, now you got other players who are coming in there in their own and becoming that franchise centre-back. The Mbappe of centre-backs, as they would say, like they're now becoming them. They're becoming the kind of guys. But I do think he's still a top centre-back. And you know what? He still has flaws. But I think
everyone
for me,
does.
Diaz
Everyone does. I've saw Sergio Ramos have flaws, so Van Dijk has flaws the same way everyone does, but I just don't think it's as often as anyone else. Now, last season he was bad in my opinion. I don't think he was great, but this season I think he's been completely different. So I'm giving you the information based on what I know this season. I think he's been class. And Saliba and that, I just think that. Yeah, it's premature to talk about those, but they'll have great careers and whatnot. But if they ever get as good as Virgil van Dijk was, I'll be proud. But like even people use this longevity argument, it's like, no, Luis Suarez is still one of the greatest Premier League strikers to ever play in the league, even though he had only a small sample size to show it. But we all know Luis Suarez was world fucking class. Same with Virgil van Dijk. It's like that version of Virgil van Dijk, that's the version that deserves to be in conversations with the best centre-backs in the Premier League era, no doubt. So if you want to go on longevity as the sole argument, now we can't be in that. But if you want to say based on quality, ask your favourite centre-backs about Virgil van Dijk and they'll tell you.
If you had to depend on one, let me ask you a quick question. If you had to depend on one to stay fit, would it be Konate or would it be Van Dijk?
To stay fit?
Yeah, if you had one defender to be dependable on, to stay fit, and you want him to stay fit, and wow,
Van Dijk. If you're saying who would I rather stay fit all season, Van Dijk, 100%.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
It's a different dynamic when he's in the team.
But I think for me, Konate gives you more in terms of recovery pace. For me, I feel like he's got that. I don't know. He's a bit more aggressive, I think, for me than Van Dijk in that aspect. And I just think for me, he solidifies your defense a little bit more. His weaknesses haven't been there consistently, whereas I think Van Dijk's weaknesses have been a bit kind of more telling in recent years. Whereas I'm not gonna lie to you, I still think Konate edges it for me. But then again, I don't know why Konate now for some reason isn't in the team. Is he out injured or is it now back to the Matip Van Dijk partnership now? Is that what's happening now? Is it changed?
I haven't got a clue. I don't think it's permanently changed. I think Konate will find his way back into the team fairly soon. But I think just because he got an injury, coming back from injury, maybe we're just starting him. Like, I think Konate will start tonight. He didn't play on the weekend and he played on Thursday against LASK. So yeah. I don't know if that'll be the permanent change going forward. But right now, Gomez and Matip have played really well. Gomez has been fantastic this season. Yeah, this is how I know if your chat have watched Liverpool. If your chat sit there and say Gomez has been shit this season, they haven't watched Liverpool. They haven't. If Big Ben says Gomez has been shit, there's no way he's watched Liverpool. Gomez has been great this season and he's played centre-back and right-back. So if you're going to be honest, like Gomez has been class. Matip was great. I think Matip has had a couple of bad games this season and most recently a couple of good games. So I'm not going to sit there and say he's been amazing. Yeah, I think they've all done sound. Konate, when he started off, I thought he was fine. I think Konate's arguably been the worst of the four, to be honest, but they've all been fine to a degree. So it's not like he's the worst and he's the worst by far. It's interesting.
No, I hear you. Big up to Ibi 1998. Yeah. Big up to United. Big up to Ibi 1998. It's like United thinking they are sick because they beat a very poor Palace team. City, Liverpool, Arsenal will pump them. And Diaz is the best centre-back. 3 goals only. I'm guessing he said 3 goals only conceded this season. Well, that's fair. That's fair. I think for me, they've been solid, Man City. But as a whole as well, if we're looking at it individually, then James Redmond has every right to kind of say, that he believes that, Van Dijk has been better than Van Dijk. So we'll see. But you think overall this season, are you still thinking third? Are you getting gassed about a title challenge this season? Do you think Liverpool can do it?
Right now, we're in a title charge. 5 games time, we might not be in one. But right now, we're in one. And I like that.
So basically, you're like me. You're like me last season. I was in the lab, got a bit excited. I thought we were in a title charge, and then we lost. We drew to Crystal Palace.
The difference is we're significantly better than you. Like last season, you weren't even all that. You just overhype yourselves. We're better than what you was last season by quite a comfortable distance.
No, but it's a feeling though. It's not about who's better or whatnot. It's a momentum.
No, I get you. I'm just saying there's more substance for me to have confidence and faith in my team than you to have confidence and faith in yours.
But also, I don't think your midfield, as much as it's doing well right now, and I don't think you're really assured of your defense. I know you talk
Better
about
than
Van
yours.
Dijk and he's da-da-da-da, but we had the third best defense in the league last season, but we still couldn't find a way. But if you're in the lab right now, I think you should stay in the lab as much as you can.
You couldn't score the goals that we could. We scored a league-winning amount of goals. You can't score that amount of goals. So that's the difference between us and your team. Defense.
How many goals have you got this season?
We have got a lot of goals. We've been winning 3 goals a lot this season. Just league games. So it was 2-2 against Chelsea, wasn't it, chat? Or was it 1-1? And then we scored 3 against Bournemouth, 3 against Wolves, 3 against Villa, 2 against Newcastle. I don't know. Chat, how many?
Yeah. No, listen, I hear that. It's a lot of goals, though. It's a lot of goals. I'll give it to you. There's a few goals in there, so I'll give it to you. German Chicken Wing
15 goals in the league.
15 goals, yeah. Stop the waffling. Liverpool have conceded big chances left and right. Yo, you hear that?
Not an abnormal amount, though. Not an abnormal amount. It's not like we're conceding 5-10 chances a game. So I don't think that's factually true. But yeah, we have spells which is bad. Newcastle at the start of the game was bad. LASK at the start of the game was bad. There'll be probably another example or two. But we tend to dominate all the games when you look at the overall 90 minutes. So if you want to go off little sections, then go for it. But again, German Chicken Wing, if you watch, you'll know our German Chicken Wings being more efficient than opposition managers.
I'll give you this guy. This guy's been one of the best signings of the summer of the season so far.
He's class, bro. He's class. It's nice to see that people are rating him.
No. You know what? Bias aside, I think Szoboszlai has been a very, very good signing. He's been there for me the difference in your team as well. I know McAllister got an assist and whatnot, but Szoboszlai, that's a top signing, man. And for me, energy midfield, he dictates, he's creating, he's scoring goals. I mean, listen, man, it's crazy, man. And you know what? Fair play to him, man. Szoboszlai has been a very, very good signing. I feel like right now, though, you're playing on adrenaline right now, and I feel like there will be a midfield situation or mishap. But right now, just enjoy it. I think right now, Arsenal fans are just enjoying it right now. That's all I can say right now. Little Arsenal fans are just enjoying it.
Bro, Szoboszlai is that dude. He is that dude, and yeah, bro, he's in my opinion going to be regarded as one of the best players in the league very, very soon. And yeah, like I've said that since prior to him joining him, his ability is there to be noticed, and he's not just like got the flashy moments. He's also good off the ball, and he puts in a shift defensively. His passing's world class. He can play deep. He can play as an 8. He can play as an offensive player. If you want to get the flashy goals, you're playing more up the pitch. But Klopp is playing him in a position that I'm loving to see him in. So his GA might not end up being as high as I thought it was going to be, because I thought he was going to be offensive. I thought he was going to be forwards all the time, but he's not. He's playing deeper. It's the same with Bruno. When he was playing basically as a number 9, he was getting loads of goals. But then the manager thought, okay, we'll play you a little bit deeper. I think Szoboszlai, as a well-rounded player, he clears the majority of the players that we're talking about here, in my opinion. As a well-rounded player, I think he's cleared of Bruno. I think he's better than Odegaard. I think he's better than Maddison. As an overall well-rounded player. And I think people will notice that all in due time. But for now, he's got to put in the yards. He's got to put in the hours. And at the same time, like even the fact, leader for his national team, mentality is on point, won a trophy every single season of his professional career since he was 16. It's incredible, really is incredible. And he's only been identified by, top clubs that find top prospects. Salzburg is a club that finds top prospects. We'll know with Erling Haaland. Leipzig have brought out some of the best prospects in their team in recent time. So that's why I'd sit there and say it's encouraging that he's came from those two teams as well. So and he's came in and became our player of the month straight away, bro. Straight away. Like actual class.
I like that. Nah, fair play, man. And like I said, man, you know what I mean?
To calm down, but they don't understand that you can make a judgment on what somebody could be or is going to be. And I think he is going to be these things. So you don't have to agree with it based on what he's done. I'm not saying it just based off of what he's done. I'm letting you know that what he's done has been good, but I'm also letting you know what he's going to do is fantastic, because, bro, he's a fantastic player. You just might not see it yet, but you know, Saeed, when you see attributes of a player, you can rate them even more, innit?
Yeah, 100%. When I see Mount,
Saeed gone, or is that,
can you hear me?
Is that me?
Can you hear me?
Did I go then? Did I go off Wi-Fi then?
No, you didn't go. You didn't go.
Didn't I?
You didn't go.
I don't know. It just
no.
you went fuzzy there, so I don't know if it was me.
No,
sorry,
know.
Carry on.
Now, I was just saying, a lot of people in the chat, you know what I mean, they want us to mention about Arsenal, and they're saying that, you know what, we're not. But you know what it is as well, though? Like, with Arsenal, I mean, they've got a couple of injuries right now. I mean, you're in the title race with them. I think Declan Rice has apparently got a little bit of a back problem. Trossard's out. Basaka is out, not playing tonight and whatnot. Like, where we're looking at Arsenal right now in terms of what they're trying to do or whatnot, because I don't think they've been convincing this season. And I've been trying to tell Arsenal fans they've not been convincing this season, but I don't know, man. Where do you look at Arsenal this season, and where do you put them? You still think they're in title race? You think they're going to be short? Because I don't know, man. I just don't know. People are saying pretenders, etc., etc. What are you saying?
It's not good that they are 4 points behind already. That's not good. That's not good. And they're not going to beat City. I don't think they are going to beat City. I think if we played City, we'd have a chance of beating them, but I don't even think we beat them. I don't think there's anyone who beats them in their current form. I just don't see it. The way you beat City this season is outside of the games of City. It really is. It's not directly to them, in my opinion. So even though they've got injuries and all that stuff, I don't think that it makes sense to believe Arsenal are going to win just because they've got a few more available players. I think Arsenal... Arteta's doing some mad things this season. Like, he's kind of fixing things that wasn't broken in the first place. But I still think they're a very good side. But even a very good team isn't enough to beat Man City, and I know that from experience. So, yeah, I think they'll be out of the title race sooner than you think, to be honest.
Wow, imagine that. Like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, maybe last season was their best chance to win the league, because now Tottenham are a little bit better. Now that Liverpool are a little bit better, that's for me the biggest key thing, is that
they got a slightly worse City as well. Like, even though they got a City that won the treble, because they won the treble, they had energy diverted in other competitions when we were competing against them. They were getting knocked out of other competitions. They were knocked out of the FA Cup. They were knocked out of the Champions League. They could put full energy into the Premier League games. So even though you can say we came up against the treble winning City side, the context is that they had more games to worry about than you did, and you still couldn't keep on top of your games in the league, whereas they could stay on top of their games in the league. And that's why it's shift for Arsenal, because they didn't get the City that we got. They got a slightly worse one. Like, they got the City that we got when we won the league. But do you know the year we won the league? We won like 99 points prior to COVID.
Yeah.
It was the highest league tally of all time to that point. It was like we drew like one game and won the rest. It was crazy. Game, I know. Like,
I still can't believe that.
Bro, it's a shame, because I think if we got to complete that season, we could have cooked. We'd have cooked to the points tally. We'd have cooked the points tally record. But yeah, bro,
they said bigger fish to fry. You know what it is, though? I think as well, you got to remember Man City as well. Last season, we were in obviously all competitions and whatnot. But just even this season, like, they're not playing that great, but then they're still winning games, and they're winning games pretty comfortably as well. Like, some of the games that they're coming back as well, they're still showing the mentality. Whereas Arsenal are not playing well, and again, like I said to you, they drop points at home to Tottenham and to Fulham, which I don't think they should be dropping. If you're being really honest with you, like, they should be beating Tottenham at home. You know what I mean? They win that game every year, and in the Fulham game, they drop points massively there, which I thought they should have won that game as well. So I don't know, man. I think with Arsenal, they'll be in around there, but like you said, I don't think they've got a striker, man. Like, I like Jesus. I think he's a wonderful footballer, but is he a goal scorer? You know what I mean? Do they have that clinical edge? Like, right now, they're winning by 1 goal here and there. 2-1 against Nottingham Forest, 1-0 against Crystal Palace, 1-0 against Everton, 1-1 against Fulham. Like, the goals and the margins are very, very tight. And I don't think it's sustainable, because one team near enough will find a way. Tottenham found a way. There'll be teams that find a way. And you've got to kill teams off. Arsenal in that first half should have killed Tottenham off. They had the chances. They should have killed them off, but they didn't. Everton, on another day, and I know it's another day, but they could have got a goal, and it could have been 1-1. So you've got to be able to kill teams off. And that's what Man City do. They kill teams off. They go, you know what? There we go. And Liverpool are doing that as well, to be fair. Liverpool are doing that as well right now, where not 2-1, 3-1. You know? Look at this here. Keep writing us off. I love it. Just like last season. But you didn't win anything last season, bro. So it's not writing you off. It's just that City were better overall. So I don't think it's writing you off. I'm telling you home truths. If you don't like the home truths, then I don't know, mate. I don't know for you.
The difference is the difference is they just expect improvement because their players are young. It's very taxing on players when they are Like, the atmosphere last season was so good around Arsenal. It was the year to win the league, bro. And, like, them players, you'll be surprised, just because they're young doesn't mean they're going to get better. It actually could have taken away from them, could have dejected them. And I'm not saying it's looking like that, but, yeah, for instance, Saka, he looks fine this season. I don't think he's looked world-class, you know what I mean? I think he's looked good. And we're still waiting to see a world-class version of Saka really break in. And otherwise, I just think that we do need to see a lot more of Arsenal and Arsenal's trajectory going this way, because I think what's happened is last season it was this, and then it went like this, and then now it's steady. It needs to go back this way if you want to beat City, because you'll be well off the mark. If you think 70 points and 80 points is fine enough to win league titles nowadays, you're wrong, mate. So, yeah, you're in a bit of a tough place.
100%. Big up Big Ben. He says, hey, James, are you not worried about the amount of chances against Liverpool this season? Look at Wolves first half. Against top teams, they will put the true ball in goal. Yeah, to be fair, Wolves had a very, very amount of chances against you.
Here's the difference between my team and your teams. You don't have the best goalkeeper in the world, and I do. And Alisson's the best in those circumstances. He's the best in one-on-ones, and he's the best in set pieces. He's a very well-rounded goalkeeper, and he saves us a lot. And I think that's why Klopp knows he can afford to play the high line. Alisson earns every bit of his money, every game. Everything people thought David De Gea was, Alisson is and more. He's got the well-roundedness to his game, but he's also got the shot stopping. He's class, and he's another one who's disrespected. Like before, when I was saying the reason why people aren't talking about Virgil van Dijk, it's the same reason why Virgil van Dijk weren't in the goalkeeper Ballon d'Or. It's because he's disrespected. Yeah. He was in a fifth place team, so he doesn't deserve it. But then you don't realise how much he actually meant to our team last season and how good he was. And to say Ramsdale was better than him was ludicrous. It was absolutely a shame, because Ramsdale made way more mistakes than Alisson last season, although he had good moments as well. I just thought it was tapped, and that's why I think it's fine for us to concede those chances at times. And it's not perfect, but no team does play perfect. The thing is, we are a notoriously winning side. When we compete for the league, we really compete for the league. We win a lot of games. We might not get over the line, but people forget how dominant we was. We're the most dominant second place team of all time, which isn't a nice trophy to have, but it's not even close. Like, our second place team was more dominant than like we've got two teams that were more dominant than your Man United team based on win percentage in the Prem.
True.
That's the way people need to see it, is that we were really good. So even if we're a little bit worse, but still as good, we can still do great things. But people just they get scared of Liverpool winning stuff, because we are shameless when we win stuff. So I understand it. I know that you're praying for our downfall, but I think you're going to be like a bit disappointed this season. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Listen, we'll find out, man. As long as Liverpool and Man City don't win the league, I'm happy, man, because you know,
I don't think that's going to work out for you.
Well, it's crazy, man. I just think for me, if Liverpool win it, that would be 20.
Like, that's how you know people really hate the top of Liverpool. It's like, what a trophy for Liverpool, when that weren't my argument. People just get rattled, bro. They can't think like in a normal way when it comes to thinking about Liverpool. It's crazy. Like, you probably notice it with United because you're a big team, but it's like people can't do it. It's like, no, Liverpool will lose next week. They were doing it while we were winning games constantly. Like, nah, Liverpool will fall off. This player. It's like, bro, okay, we'll wait and see. Let's cook.
Yeah, facts, 100%, man, 100%. Big up to everybody who's watched the show, man. It's been a good show. It's been over 1,000 people in the video throughout. Can we get 500 likes, people? I think there's just gone past 400. 500 likes will be great, people, man. So if you could do that, that would be amazing right now. We're on currently 407 likes. Let's get up to 500. James, it's been a pleasure today, man. Top show today, bro. Love that, man.
Love for you as well,
bro. What you got coming up? Let them know what you got coming up.
Watch along later tonight, people. So if you want to tune in for the Liverpool Leicester City game, League Cup, hopefully we'll meet Man United in the next round. Knock yours out early doors. And you can tune in for that one.
Yeah, definitely, man. Make sure you tune in to James Redmond TV. Subscribe to his channel. Hit the like button before you leave. I'll be back 5 p.m, people. 5 p.m. for the Mandem Talk. We'll be live later on. And like I said, I may be live tonight, but I'll see. I don't think I will be live tonight, but I'll see. But do check my channel for all the updates. And yeah, this has been the Northwest Divide. See you next week.